Hey friends, I'm about to make my zucchini bread, so I thought I'd show you the stand mixer in the process. Now, I do keep it stored in this box. You can see it is already out of its packaging on the inside, but it was all wrapped up, every single item. And then what I like to do is I just like to store all the hooks inside this basket right here. To lift the head, all you're going to do is press this lever right here and it will lift up. And it does have those suction cups at the bottom too, so just so you know, those are super nice so that it doesn't slip around when you're baking. So anyways, the bowl is a 5-quart bowl. All you need to do to put it in there is you just push it in and then twist it and it'll lock in place there. To take out, just twist it. It comes with all these different accessories. So you got this hook right here. You got a dough hook, more of a whisker, maybe for making something that's creamier, frosting or anything like that. You got an egg yolk separator. And then this little piece right here, which just pops right in there. Very nice for adding ingredients to make it easier to pour items into. And this is a little spill-proof cover, which is super nice, especially if you're making like homemade butter or anything that might be splattering. I really love that they include this. Some stand mixers don't include a little splatter guard. And I better show you, they do include a little spatula to scrape off all the edges. So that is nice as well. Let's get to baking. My attachment that I want, I'm gonna go ahead and slide it onto here. You can see these little notches as to where you're supposed to put it in. Push, twist. I'm going to mix my dry ingredients in here, wet in here, and then I'll mix them all together at the end. 1 3/4 cup almond flour. I'm making a gluten-free recipe. That's why I'm using almond flour. 1 teaspoon baking soda, 1 teaspoon baking powder, half a teaspoon salt. I guesstimate about 1 1/2 teaspoons of cinnamon, 1/4 a teaspoon nutmeg. I'm just going to mix all that together. We're going to mix the sugars in with the wet ingredients so that they dissolve well. So 1/2 cup brown sugar, 1/2 cup white sugar, 1/4 cup sour cream, 2 teaspoons vanilla extract, 2 eggs, and then I got my 1/2 cup of coconut oil melted. We like to use coconut oil instead of like a vegetable or canola oil. And I did already grease this pan with it. We'll throw that there so any leftovers can drip there. And voila, let's get this mixing. Press the lever back here, lower, and then this does have 12 speeds. So this is the very first speed sitting right here. Got this on low speed. Goes all the way up to 12. You can see it mixes really quickly there then. And if you rotate it this way, this is more of like a pulse, so you can just do it a little bit if you need to. So that it goes back and stops if needed. So kind of gives you a little directions here as well. So that's super nice. And then the max speed is 12. All right, let's add in our dry ingredients. And we can't forget our zucchini. Lower that. You'd like to twist this off, just do that. There it is. Bake in your oven at 350 for about 55 minutes.